Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Glob. This is Glob. And have you ever wondered where little cryptids like me grow up? Well, we grow up in a place called the Fifth World. So I thought I would reminisce my childhood and look at Fifth World problems. Uh, and number three is very reminiscent of a real life experience that I have had in the Fifth World. So, maybe stick around and for that part, and learn a little bit more about the local cryptid. But anyway, if you like this content, maybe subscribe, maybe ring the little bell, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a little comment. That would be very nice. But anyway, let's get on with the content. Oh yeah. When you give the little creature that lives in your house in the fifth world a philosophical crisis in the fifth world, this is very common, and a lot of the little creatures will have these. As such, this person says, "My dog greeted me at the door. I pet him, saying who's a good boy. Next thing I know, he's researching different cultural definitions of good and evil, comparing and contrasting them and trying to discover who is actually good. What did I do wrong?" Um, you see, in the fifth world, you have done nothing wrong. This is actually quite a common occurrence, and your little critters are smarter, babe. And it is debatable whether you are, but your little critters are smarter than. So it is entirely possible that your dog has had a philosophical crisis, and you have done nothing wrong, as this is a normal occurrence in the fifth world. Oh, yeah. The benevolent entities from higher dimensions. I remember them clearly. Benevolent entity from a higher dimension has mistaken my small urban balcony for a nescient garden world and has started gifting it with possible, beautiful, and highly inconvenient flora. I just wanted to grow some space tomatoes, but being of immense power and terrible observational skills has apparently designated my balcony as its philanthropic project. Every morning there is a new gift. Last week it was a vine that grows tiny, shimmering nebulae. Then that hum with harmonious frequencies. On Tuesday, a flower that blooms into new undiscovered colors appeared. Today, there's a small tree whose leaves are made of pure, gentle laughter. My balcony is now the most beautiful, wondrous place in the sector. It's also attracting interdimensional tours. The humming in, is disrupting my sleep patterns, and the landlord is citing me for unauthorized cultivation of non-Euclidean plant life. How do I politely tell the godlike being thanks but no thanks? These beings are incredibly common, and you simply do not tell them thanks but no thanks. You need to politely speak to your landlord and say that this is very important work that is being done. And as far as your sleep patterns, you're thinking too much about yourself. Uh, think about the little guy who needs a place to put his plants. Yes, sleep is important, but it seems that you just might need a new apartment because the little guy needs to put his plants somewhere. Please leave him alone. I would not say that this is a common occurrence, but it seems like a lovely one to have. So please leave the guy alone. Oh yes, this one. This one is very reminiscent of some actual experiences from the fifth world that I had had as a little itty bitty cryptid. I live on a temporal fault line where different eras of geological time grind against each other. Last night, a time quake shifted my station into the Great Cretaceous. We don't just talk all the time about tectonic plates. We have to deal with tectonic plates. My little plot of land sits right on the San Andreas Fault. Up to, oh, we get mild tremors all the time. A few minutes where the light outside looks vaguely Victorian, or the birds sing songs from a future century. But last night, we had a big one, a real 7.8 on the Victor Cronus scale. Now, my bedroom is still in the present, but the kitchen is firmly large in the Cretaceous period, complete with oppressive humidity, giant ferns, and a very confused looking Archaeoplexus nesting in my utensil drawer. Making breakfast involves walking through primordial swamp mud, and the worst part, the temporal insurance adjusters are calling it an active god emperor of the fourth eon in refusing to cover the damages. Now, this is very common. Those insurance policies are scams. As far as I'm concerned, I feel very bad for this individual, in what they're going through, because this has happened to a many of my homes within the fifth world, and that is why I now live on this world. Because as far as I'm concerned, this world is a little bit better with, not fading into other timelines. We just get normal earthquakes here, and we don't have to deal with this here, and I am grateful for that. Yeah, that I'm very sorry that that has happened to this person. Oh yeah, the disappointment. My friend just evolved into the fifth dimensional concept of a disappointment. I'm disappointed in them, and I cannot tell if that's because they're now disappointment itself or because they didn't invite me. Well, since they are now disappointment themselves, it is very logical that you would be disappointed in them. But I think I would be even further disappointed if I was also not invited. So I think you have a very logical reason to be disappointed in them, and a more personal reason. So, hold your head up. You can be equally as disappointing one day. My adorable new pet rescue carnivore only eats insignificant moments from my past. My life is becoming more efficient, but much less interesting. It looks like a cross between a puppy and a simmering heat haze. The shelter said carnivores are a low maintenance and mentally clarifying pet. It's true, in a way, the diet consists of redundant or minor temporal moment. It started by eating at all times. I'd stand in front of an open nutrition paste dispenser trying to decide on the flavor. Then it moved on to my present but unimportant memories of nice weather. My past is now incredibly streamlined with all the filler removed. The problem is all the charming, quirky, useless little moments are gone too. My memory is now a highlight reel of significant events with no connective tissue. It only occasionally bears moments of profound embarrassment in my near future, giving me terrible premonitions. Yes, I would never rescue one of these. They tend to be a little bit more benevolent when it's all said and done. They tend to be a little bit more than you bargain for. Um, they are not a puppy. Do not mess with these guys. I've eaten half a dimension that tried to erase me. Then I returned and found a clone of me. How do I handle the situation? Do I just hide it? As the title says, a dimension tried to erase me, but I consumed it. Although I really did was absorb its power, but I assume that is the same as eating as far as that dimension is concerned. And someone made a clone of me who was quite destructive. Me and the clone are now one. Now, do we tell anyone, or do we just remain one entity and act as if nothing happened? And how do I fix the creativity blockage from nearly being non existent? Should I let the clone remain a separate entity from me? By some chance, he's made from a piece of me and has things wrong with him, but the ethics of forcing us to live as one seems questionable to me. Please offer some advice and solutions. Without mention to going back to that dimension, my soul has already become a slug, and I'd rather not become more slug than I already have. You see, the only way to fix this is to go back to that dimension. So I think you're out of luck. Sorry about that, bro. My secondhand embarrassment has become a contagious psychic condition, and I have to self-quarantine after witnessing any public display of awkwardness. It's a new, localized psychic phenomenon. If I see something truly, deeply awkward happening to someone else, I catch their embarrassment. It is not just empathy, it is full-blown transference. Yesterday, I saw a guy on the street try to pull open a push door for a solid minute. Now I am consumed with his specific burning shame. I cannot look at doors. I have the phantom sensation of his sweaty palm slipping on the handle. I had to go home and lay down in a dark room until the feeling subsided. Social media is a minefield. Dating apps are a public health hazard. I am becoming a recluse, and not out of fear of my own awkwardness, but the paralyzing fear of vicariously experiencing someone else's. No, I would not say that this tends to be a common occurrence in the fifth world, but there are quirky little brain things that happen in the fifth world, and I'm not surprised that this quirky little brain thing happened to somebody. Um, I am not shocked that this would happen, and I am so sorry. Everyone at school is bullying me because my best friend is now a sentient prison. I mean, I was friends with them before they had their building metamorphosis and had no problems with me being their friend then. They're so nice and as outgoing as they always were, being highly empathetic and helpful. I mean, they only had their building metamorphosis last year, and everyone knows that. But people don't treat them the same, and they bully me for still being friends. Well, I think it's very good that you're being bullied. Building metamorphosis is a funky body thing that can happen in the fifth world. I, for one, got more funky brain things than funky body things. As far as this goes, I have never seen this before, but that does not mean anything, as I left the fifth world as soon as I could. And I never went back, as every time there was an earthquake, we would be in a different time. And that was far more annoying than whatever's going on in this world. So I was staring into the depths of the inky void. No one will leave me alone. I spent the other day staring into the void. Ever since then, its voice has been calling for me. I use voice loosely, as it is not so much a sound, but the absence of sound, carved into the background noise until only its words remain. How do I get it to leave me alone? I do not want to give in to the call of the void and embrace oblivion. Now, why would you not want to do that? The void is very friendly. Embrace the void. The void just wants a snack. Trust me, the void will raid your refrigerator and then leave you alone. The void just wants a snack. Give it a snack and it'll leave you alone. My apartment building has cosmic dyslexia and keeps misreading the fundamental laws of physics from the source code of the universe. Living at the Cancer Course Apartments is a lesson in applied chaos. The building itself, due to the flaw in its reality stabilizing core, cannot correctly read the universe's physical constraints. It's like it's dyslexic. It will see the gravitational constant G and momentarily interpret it as the elementary change E, causing everything metallic to either fly apart or crush together. It sometimes mistakes the speed of light, V, for Planck's constant H, resulting in moments where quantum uncertainty becomes terrifyingly microscopic. I tried to pour a glass of water yesterday, but the building misread the weak nuclear force, and for a split second, all the hydrogen atoms in the water decided they wanted a divorce. My landlord insists it gives the building character. This is terrifying in a new landlord. This is not a common occurrence, and you should leave the building ASAP. But anyway, with me opening up about my childhood in the fifth world, I think I'm gonna leave it at that today. Uh, please make sure to like the little video, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a little comment if that's something that you want to do. And I don't know, have a good day or don't. I don't know. I don't know your life. But anyway, I'm gonna leave now. Bye.